Okay. Rogue Legacy. Let's start my legacy. Great. Okay. Rogue Legacy. Building. Well, what can I say about this game? It's 2D. It's a platformer. You get tons of loot. And you don't have double jump to start off, which is cool. Because, you know, double jump's not important or anything. Oh god. I played a little bit of this game beforehand. I just wanted to get a feel for the game. Mainly because, and these kind of, it's almost like a precision platformer because there is a lot of stuff that'll kill you really fast if you're not paying attention. I made it all the way up to the first boss on my own, and the game is, while really simple, really it kind of cheats you a little bit because see this, like most other games this would probably be a hit, but the game's full of that. Or you think it's gonna hit you and it actually doesn't. I don't know if that's by design or they just decided, you know what, the hitbox on the guy is actually gonna be a lot smaller than his actual character, which is interesting. Oh crap. Okay, you can drop down from that. So yeah, and this game is actually full of little rooms like this where, you know, it's take no damage, kill all enemies, and you usually get a pretty good stat. It's usually a rune, which is something you attach to your weapon or your chest, arms, helmet, head, and cape, if I'm not mistaken. And it's usually like a double jump bonus or vampirism or, okay, let's see if I do it. Damn it. Alright, whatever. Be prepared for a lot of that if you play this game. Those rooms are really, really bad, especially the ones where they ask you not to jump and you have to drop down platforms. Those, I hate those more than the rest of them because they're just a little, they're not unfair, but oh, this is another interesting one. Alright, come on. 25% current gold. Gotta pick one. This one. You're so stupid. I'll kill you next time I chance. Yeah, the game's full of stuff like that. There's also a carnival where it's like, you know, you hit targets with the daggers, or there's one where you have to toss an axe and try to destroy as many targets as you can. You have to destroy more than 10 to get a bonus, but it does give you some money for destroying some of the targets, but I don't know. I've only done that one a couple times. I don't think I've ever actually got all of them. I don't know if that's just me because I don't see the pattern or where I should throw the axes because it arcs. But yeah, it's not unfair. It's just difficult, I guess is the word. And another thing I really thought was an interesting design choice in this game, but kind of leaves it like lacking maybe a little bit. Like, I have no idea if this game has New Game Plus. That's how much I researched it. I don't actually know if there's a New Game Plus. I would imagine there is, because oh, and that's how easy it is to die. That's how easy it is to die. God damn it. Okay, starting over. Okay, and here you get to pick. Excuse me. You get to pick different classes. Basically, they're called heirs, but you know, you pick one or the other. Legendary Knight, whatever. And usually two of them are really bad, and then one's the one you should be going with. Like this one, you know, it's a standard knight, but its drawback is that it has weak limbs. So that's not one you want to pick because you won't be able to knock enemies back. So if you hit like the little floating orbs, eyeballs, or whatever, the ones that float towards you, and you hit them, they usually go a little bit back, even if you don't have this talent to knock them back completely. Because this guy has that trait, it's a weakness. It'll just keep coming at you, and you'll probably take damage. Really, the one you want to be looking for is the trait. Like on this one, he's a mage. Even though he's a mage, is not the greatest stats. He got two good traits. It's Permaroids, so enemies get knocked back whenever you hit, and then you're heavy, you won't be knocked back. And it's usually one or the other. I mean, it's usually one good one and then two really bad ones. So we'll go with the mage. Okay, how much money did I get the last one? 500. Okay. And the smithy is exactly what he sends. You get when you find recipes in the castle, you take it to him, and it's usually about, the starting ones I know are like 250 to like 500, at least the first starting 3, and you just get better stats that way. It's usually the best way to do it, to be honest, as far as I can tell. Health up, upgrade the knight, paladin, whatever. Don't really use the paladin all that much, to be honest. What you really want is both the enchantress and the architect. The architect is good when you want to do a boss run and you're looking to just destroy the boss in a particular castle, because it'll lock it down. So like every time you enter the castle won't change. If you don't have the architect unlocked, every time you enter, it'll be slightly different each time. Let's see, what else can I get? Can't get attack up, can't get the barbarian. Actually, I can't get anything. Yeah, why not? Yeah. So you really only want to use the architect, I feel like, when you want to destroy a boss. Because if you keep locking them down, the rooms don't change. And because rooms don't change, I feel like you won't get as much gold. At least that's how it feels like to me. Anyways, okay, and then there's Sharon here. So every time you enter the castle, you have to give up all the remaining gold. So ideally, when you play the game and you pick up your traits and you deck out your character, you want to give them as little gold as possible. Like, you don't want to give them, like, if you still have like 100 gold, no, maybe not 100. If you still have like 20 gold, no, bleh, like 300, 400 gold, you want to try and use it on something. God damn it. You want to try and use it on something as opposed to, oh, see, it goes to traits. You want to try and use it on something and not, give up so much gold. I think at a certain point in the game, 200 gold is not going to be a significant amount of money. And that's usually right after the first boss. I feel like 200 gold is not that big a deal. Starting off, 200 is a big deal because it opens up most of the baseline stats. And it's really just the way to go. Now see, I picked a mage. Now, the mage, a lot of magic damage. Crazy amount of magic damage. Not a whole lot of physical damage. And I'm dead already. Oh, God. Sweet baby Jesus. Alright, I didn't get any money for that. And then sometimes you get useless traits like baldness. You're afraid of chickens. Barbarian. Barbarian's a pretty good class. I think it's a pretty good class overall. If only because, you get a lot of health, and if you want to build up on like vampirism stats, that's the best way to go, I think, because whenever you equip a vampiric item, there is a penalty for it, pretty harsh one. In terms of HP, I think it's a flat like 30 for each of them. And if you're trying to build vampirism on a class like the mage, the mage already has a small health pool as is, and to get ducked per 30 HP is already pretty It's already a pretty big penalty as is, so you want to try and avoid that. As far as I can tell, I mean, this is really just the beginner let's play. Not even, can't say I know everything about this game because I don't. I haven't played it sufficiently enough, but I do know what kind of works and what wouldn't. You know, this game's all about taking unnecessary damage, but at the same time collecting as much gold as you can through your runs before you attempt the boss, because if you're properly equipped for it, you're gonna get wrecked. Like, there's, you know, you can be the best, most skilled, you know, platformer out there, but if you're taking unnecessary damage or you think you can take a boss in this game, at least at level 1, you probably won't be able to. I know, because you take a lot of damage and you do need to find the stuff in the castle. Like, I haven't found anything yet that I can show, but like, I haven't found anything in the chest other than money. But you know, you see like blueprints. Maybe in this one I'll get lucky. And the good thing about it is that these enemies don't actually respawn. So when you clear out a room, or you're going through a room and you know there's a bunch of enemies, you know, and you're not feeling comfortable about taking on the rest of them, you can come in, kill a handful of them, and then leave, so that you know, you can take them in more adequate numbers. Like, you don't have to take on, like, I think the most I've ever gone at any one time is maybe like 15, and they do have a tendency to chase. So if you kill a couple of them and then you leave the room and come back, you know, the ones you kill don't respawn. And see, this is what you're really looking for in the games. Every time you want to do a run on the low level one anyways, you want to try and get as many items that you can so you can build your stats. Game even encourages that, and I understand why, because you really need it. Oh crap, this is a bad spot to be. This is one of the other areas. Oh, these guys are way higher level. Yeah, see, and then I just died. So, Architect, yeah, the Architect is only for boss runs. That part was called I just called the Forest. It's really all it is. There are some traits that are really bad, that don't really do anything. They actually do hinder you a little bit, so you're nearsighted. So what'll happen is you pick the character and everything around you in like a little bubble is pretty clear, and then everything around you is blurry, which it doesn't really hurt, but it doesn't really help. You know, you can still see what's going on. I don't want to build anything. Actually, let me see what I can buy. See, Little Architect is, I mean, not the Architect, the Smith is already blurry. Smithy. But I do need some loot, so get the sword.